Let's now speak to Dr. Amish Adalja, who's a senior scholar at the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security. He's joining us from Pittsburgh. Thanks for speaking to us on Al Jazeera, Dr. Amish. So there are reports of supply shortages, of course, right across various states in the U.S. What is the problem? Is it an issue of that companies like Pfizer and Moderna are just not able to manufacture fast enough, or is there anything more to it?
In the United States, I think we have a different problem. We have a logistical problem, meaning that we have states that have vaccines on hand, but they can't get them into people's arms quick enough. And this was something that we predicted because our state health departments are overtaxed, undervalued, under-resourced, and they really had to scale up very quickly at the same time that we have a lot of community transmission. So it's not surprising that we're having issues getting vaccines into people's arms. I think it's less of a supply issue, but more of making sure that these places have the resources in order to do it. Supply issues may crop up, though, as we get through this vaccination program. But right now, it's a little bit of a different problem right now.
So what is it that needs to be done for that logistical issue to be fixed where you are? I mean, let's talk about Pittsburgh.
So I think the issue is that there's just not enough predictability about when the supply might be coming. So the federal government will allocate it to a state government, and the state will then allocate it to certain vaccination centers, like a hospital. And it's not necessarily something that you can necessarily predict very well. So you don't know how to plan how many vaccines you can give to individuals at a given time. And then the other issue is that you just don't have people to put the vaccine into people's arms, that there are issues with just a simple staffing that we have. And we really have to change this approach. And the federal government has to help the states be able to meet them where they are and be able to really augment their staffing. And I think it really needs the use of federal assets like FEMA, like the National Guard, and I think we're going to get there. That's all part of the Biden transition plan team as it is right now.
Yeah, that's in fact what the new president has announced. So that promise by Biden, 100 million vaccinations in 100 days, is that achievable?
I do think it is achievable. It may actually not be bold enough because we're now approaching 1 million vaccines per day. So this was actually agreed upon, or they came up with this proposal before they actually knew how well the vaccination program would start to speed up. So I think we need to go faster, though, than 1 million in 100 days, 100 million in 100 days, because the pace of the virus is sort of a race between the virus and the vaccine. And the faster we can put the vaccine into people's arms, the faster we'll be able to end this pandemic. So we have to go faster than that. We really should have no speed limit.
What about the circulation of new variants? You know, you hear of the variants coming over, the UK variant now in the US and the South African variant as well. Is that going to set back any progress that is going to be made?
Well, it actually adds to the urgency to get vaccine into people's arms, because the best way to keep these things at bay is to really be able to get as many vaccines into people's arms as possible. So I do think that what we'll see is hopefully an acceleration in vaccines because of these variants. These variants do seem to be something that the vaccine will be effective against. They're doing those studies, and all of those studies look promising. But again, the biggest issue with the variants is stopping the spread of this virus so no new variants arise, and keeping this variant at bay by having a highly vaccinated population.
All right, Dr. Amish Adalja, thank you very much for speaking to us from Pittsburgh.
Thank you.